You heard first it, maybe at the end of the first date, when everything felt effortless and right. Maybe after weeks of thinking where the vibe seemed mutual. Maybe even after months of what you called a relationship was, as it turns out, called it something else. Our words, in not ready for a relationship, and now you're standing there holding those four words, not sure what to do with them. You start thinking, maybe I should wait. Maybe she means not right now, but later. Maybe it's about her past, and all you need to do is be patient. Maybe if you're attentive enough, coming out good enough, she change your mind. Stop, because I'm not ready for a relationship is really just what it sounds like. It's a phrase we hear sometimes two, sometimes three. And until you understand what she actually meant, you're making decisions blind, waiting for something that won't happen, or walking away from something that should have been real. I'm speaking to you as a woman, as someone who has adds behind those words because we hear them from the inside, that term myself, understood what they hide, even from the one seeing term. Today, I'm giving you the full translation, not one meaning all of term, with nuance, context, and the signals that show what's really going on, what means, what you need, and most importantly, what you should do. This will change how you hear women. Let's begin. And let's start with the most uncomfortable truth. I'm not ready for a relationship. How often? It's a polite rejection. Not always, but often. More often than people want to admit. It's a way of saying no or saying no. Because no feels harsh. No causes divorce. No demands explanation. I'm not ready. Is a soft no. I no rip in empty. I know that shifts responsibility away from you and onto circumstances. Not, you're not right for me, but I'm just not in that place. Not, I don't want you, but I can't want anyone right now. It's kinder but also less honest. WHY do women say it is this way? Not out of cruelty, out of conflict avoidance, out of not wanting to hurt you directly, out of fear of your reaction. Out of years of conditioning to be gentle, to not offend, to not disappoint. I'm not ready is a compromise between honesty and kindness, and usually it fails both. When she says it, she often means not with you. But I know how to say that directly. That's the first meaning, the most common, the most painful, but not the only one. Because it is where it gets complicated. Sometimes, I'm not ready is completely true. It happens. A person coming out of a painful breakup. Someone in the middle of a personal crisis. Someone who just left something toxic and genuinely doesn't have the emotional capacity for something new. Someone doing the work and realizing they can give what a relationship requires right now. In this case, it's not about you. It's an honest assessment of where they are. So how do you tell the difference? That's the real question. And the answer isn't in the words that yes in behave, context, everything around those words. But before that, here is a third meaning. The one that sits right in the middle and confuses people the most. I'm not ready for a relationship can also mean I'm not ready for a relationship with you as you are right now. Not a rejection of you as a person. Not a general inability to be in a relationship. But a mismatch in this moment. You're too anxious. Too uncertain. You don't know what you want. You're not creating the sense of stability she needs. Something about your behavior triggers old patterns in her. She feels it but doesn't say it directly. She says, I'm not ready to. One phrase. 3 meanings. And you don't know which one you're dealing with. Not yet. But after this, you will. Here is another layer almost no one talks about. That phrase doesn't just describe her, it also reflects how you showed up. Because sometimes, it appears not from your internal state, but as a response to your pressure, your urgency, your need to define things quickly, to label, to secure. Your anxiety is something she feels, even if you don't say it out loud, and anxious energy pushes people away. That's just how attraction works. When one person leans into heart, the other instinctively steps back, not out of cruelty, out of instinct. Neediness doesn't feel like confidence, and confidence is what attracts. So before you interpret her words, interpret the context. because context speaks louder. Let's get specific. Here are 5 real meanings behind "I'm not ready" with context, signals, and that's actually going on underneath. Read carefully. You recognize your situation. First translation. She likes you but not enough. The vibe is warm. Conversations are pleasant. You made but not over. She doesn't initiate. She replies, but doesn't invest. She says, "I'm not ready," but doesn't disappear completely, keeps the door slightly open. That's happening. She likes you as a person, but not as a partner. Here is some spark but not the right kind. Some hinus missing. She can't wanting MAT, so she says, "I'm not ready," instead of "you're not ready to." The door stays open because she's kind, unsure, or wants to keep the option. What do? Don't stand at a open door. That's a dead end. Either close a tears or visiting or ask directly, "Do you mean not now, or not with me?" A direct query isn't accretion as self-respect. Second translation. She truly needs time. The context matters. She just got out of something serious. She's going through a major life shift loss, relocation, identity crisis. She's still warm, still engaged, still curious about you, but says she's not in the right place. That's happening. She's telling the truth. Her system isn't ready for vulnerability yet. It's not rejection, it is awareness. What do? Respect it. Don't push. Keep the connection light, real, without trying to define it. Be someone who enjoys being crowned, not someone waiting for a title. Give space but don't wait forever. You have a life too. Third translation. You pushed and she pulled back. Things were going well. You felt the connection and sped things up. Talked about the future. About seriousness. About how she's exactly what you've been looking for. She felt pressure and said, "I'm not ready to." That's actually happening. It's not about you, it is about peace. Her system got overwhelmed. The need to lock things down early signals anxiety, not confidence. What do? Slow down. Remove pressure. Drop the future talk. Go back to the easy of the beginning. Stop trying to secure, start being present. Paradox. The less you need to define it, the more she might want to. Fourth translation. She's seeing someone else or open to it. She says she's not ready, but stays active socially. Mentions new people. Goes out often. Her, not ready, is selective. That's happening. She's not close, just not with you. Maybe someone else creates a different feeling. Maybe she's still exploring. "I'm not ready" keeps you around without giving you hope. What do? Accept reality. Don't become a backup option. Don't wait outside a door while others are being considered inside. That's not self-respect. Live cleanly. Fifth translation. She sort of pretend I yes know how to say it. Here is real chemistry. She leans in, temples through, especially when things get close. She says, "I'm not ready," but her eyes don't match the words. That's happening. She wants it but fears it. Relationships equal risk for. Risk of getting shared again, losing yourself again. This isn't rejection, it is fear asking for safety. What do? Don't push but don't disappear. Stay steady. Consistent. Show reliability through actions, not promises. Trust isn't built through words, it is built through behavior. Now you know the 5 translations. So how do you know which one you're dealing with? Not by what she says next, but by how she behaves. In the details. In the pauses. In what happens between the lines. It is hard to read it. First signal, дає she stay or fade. After she says it, what happens? If she pulls through, stops initiating, becomes distant, that is a real rejection. If she stays warm, engaged, responsive, that is something else. Fear, timing, context. If she disappears, it is over. If she stays, the story isn't finished. Second signal, дає she talk about her future. Not with you, just in general. Дає she have direction, plans, energy. Someone who truly isn't ready is often in a pause state. If she's building a future but you're not in it, that is your answer. Third signal, дає she react to other women. If you mention someone else, дає she stay indifferent or дає something shift. Joe's eye, even so true, signals the user. No reaction often signal disinterest. Forward signal, they should invest in you, they should ask about you. Remember what you say. Return to your topics. Interest is investment. If you're just an audience, that's different. Fifth signal, is she still tied to your past. If he has come up often, she's not emotionally done. That's not your job to fix. Sixth signal, how they should talk about men. If it's cynical, bitter, generally that tells you the depth of your disappointment. You're not just meeting her, you're meeting her history. Seventh signal is their physical pull. They should move closer, initiate touch or keep distance. The body usually tells the truth before the mind does. If there is physical attraction but verbal hesitation, that is fear. If both absent, that is rejection. 7 signals. No single one gives a full picture but together they show you what's real. Now what do you do? Our scenarios. Our responses. No illusions. If it's a polite rejection, if calmly, with dignity, no waiting, no convincing. Say something simple. I hear you. If things change, you know where to find me. But I won't wait to. And mean it. If she needs time, give space. Stay present. Without pressure. But set a timeline for yourself. Don't get stuck in indefinite uncertainty. If you pull back, reset the pace. Work on your own anxiety. Urgency isn't levity as fear. If she's afraid, be consistent, not intense, reliable, not overwhelming. Let trust build slowly. And here is a vine where the one most people avoid. What they say about you, not in a blaming way, in a pattern recognition way. Because if this keeps happening, it's not random. Maybe you're drawn to unavailable women. Maybe you invest too fast. Maybe you don't create attraction, only comfort. Maybe you don't know what you want. Maybe you're waiting instead of growing. Patterns don't live outside you, they live in you. And until you see them, you repeat them. I'm not ready for a relationship too. You came here with those words and the way they carry. Now you live with clarity. With 5 meanings. 7 signals. Our responses. And a better lens. You won't hear those words the same way again. You read context. You watch behavior. You ask better questions not just about her, but about yourself. Because the goal isn't to decode women to manipulate our outcomes. It's to understand reality clearly so you can choose your direction with self-respect. The fastest way to a woman who chooses you is becoming a man who is chosen. Not perfect, real, grounded, clear, growing, confident not because he controls everything, but because he understands himself. Now be honest, which of the 5 transitions match your situation? One word, one number. That's already a different conversation with yourself.